Okay, so I'll just get started then. Just a quick question. Can everybody see my screen? Perfect. Okay, so hello everyone, and thank you so much for being here today. We're really excited to share Jane with you. And Jane is a beautifully designed software that grows with your practice. Today is all about showing you how Jane supports helpers like you, whether you're just getting started or scaling something amazing. Now, before we jump in, I'd love to quickly introduce myself. My name is Leanne, and I'm a U.S. Senior Behavioral Mental Health Product Specialist here at Jane. I work closely with mental health practitioners every day, helping clinics set up workflows, adopt new features, reduce admin overwhelm, and build sustainable businesses using Jane. Essentially, helping them to make the most out of Jane in ways that actually support their real life work, not just ideal workflows. So today, as we walk through everything, I'll be thinking about it from your lens. What makes your day easier, smoother, and more efficient? So, all right, let's take a look at what we'll be covering today. So, first, we're going to chat a little bit about Jane, and then we're going to do a short demo. Next, we'll look at Jane's plans and pricing, the Jane community, how you can connect with us, and then hopefully we'll be leaving some time for a quick Q&A. But before we get onto the ending there, let's first talk about why Jane exists. So at Jane, our mission is simple. We try to help the helpers. We know that mental health practitioners are often small business owners too. You're balancing client care, scheduling, billing, documentation, marketing, the list goes on. And we believe you deserve a software partner that truly supports you. Our vision is more happier helpers. So that means thriving practices, less burnout, more time focused on care, and a platform that feels delightful, not overwhelming. We want Jane to feel like part of your team. So, how exactly does Jane help you do that? So, there are three main ways Jane supports your practice. First, Jane simplifies your daily workflows through online booking, charting, scheduling, billing reminders. All of this is one place. No jumping between systems, no duplicate entry of information. Secondly, Jane reduces admin time through such things as automated appointment reminders, online intake forms, secure payments, and insurance billing add-ons if you accept insurance. So less time on admin means more time for clients, or honestly, even more time for yourself. And thirdly, Jane wants to be a partner in your success. Jane has the ability to grow with you. Whether you're a solo or a group practice, you have one location or multiple locations, wants to support you at every stage. So now, instead of just talking about Jane, let's jump into Jane and see how it works. So, currently, right now, I am logged into a Jane demo clinic, and I am logged in as into the client portal as a client named James, saying, "Welcome back. I have an upcoming appointment, but I'm on the online booking page and I'd like to book another appointment." So, what I'm able to do is I can come into the online booking site if your clinic offers online booking, and I can choose what type of appointment I'd like to book. I can book, I can opt to book by service, or I can also choose to book by specific practitioner. So right now I'm going to go ahead and I want to book with Dr. Valeria Martinez. So I'm just going to click on her profile. It takes me to her specific online booking page, and I can see different types of sessions I'm able to book with her. And you can see right here, if you don't want all of your sessions to be able to be bookable online, you can set them that they are visible on your online booking site, but that to book them, they'd have to please contact us. So I can see right here, oh, no availability to next week, but there goes all this time. So I could book that individual counseling session. But I'm going to try and book this one right here. It's an individual counseling session for existing clients. And when I click on there, you can now see all of the availability that Dr. Martinez has. So I'm just going to go ahead. I want to book for 11:30 next week. I do have the option here of booking additional appointments. If I accidentally clicked on it and want to change it, I can switch, or I can choose to continue. Right here, it has now asked me to provide some payment information. With Jane, we also have an integrated payment platform that we call Jane Payments. And with that, you can ask your clients to put a credit card on file, pay for a deposit to book a session, or even pay for the entire session up front. And looks like I don't have a credit card on file right now, so I'm going to quickly add one. There we go. 20228. And just like that. So I've opted to save my credit card. And it's now showing me that I've booked my session right here. It's giving me a little bit of an overview of the session that I did book. I'm able to, as a client, to opt into what type of appointment reminders I'd like. Clinic owners set up the types of reminders they want to send out, but clients pick which ones they'd like to receive. As well, if I had an intake form I needed to fill out that was connected to this appointment, it would be appearing right here. Doesn't look like I have one though. And then as well, in the client portal, we can also go to a My Account page. And on the My Account page, this is where your clients are able to come in and see like any type of upcoming appointments they have, as well as their past appointments. We have a two-way secure messaging system that you are able to turn on so you can message in a HIPAA compliant manner with your clients through their client portal. If you have intake forms, you can have them set up. They'd be able to access them here to sign to, sorry, if you have intake forms that they're required to fill out, they'd be able to access them under the intake form section here to fill them out. If you have documents you would like them to see, like for example, specific chart notes or perhaps homework that they need to do after their session, you can upload it to their client profile and mark it as visible to clients so they'll be able to see it here. And then as well, they have the ability to come in here, put a credit card on file, view if they have a balance and pay it online without having to reach out to you. And they can also come in here and access any of their receipts and download them if they do need them. So I'm moving quickly. I'm going to hop out of what the client experience is and instead hop over to the administrative side. So I'm just going to go through our Jane logo here to get into the portal. And I'm taken to Dr. James Walker's day sheet. I'm going to just leave this page though for one moment and hop over to his schedule. And right here, we can see that he does have a schedule here for the entire week. As well, we have another practitioner here, Valeria. So this is the administrative front desk view. We can switch it so that we see the entire week at a glance. We can change it so we see only the day. We have the option as well to see all of the staff that's in today. So you do have different opportunities to see how everybody is scheduled for the week. But I'm going to go back just to our week right here. And I'm just going to want to look at Dr. James since I am logged in as him. And somebody contacted me. They would like to book a session for next week. What I can do is I can also book them in and schedule administratively. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose this individual counseling session right here. When I click on a magnifying glass and go to next week, because today is Friday, we're kind of a little full here. If I come on to this week here, you're going to see that anywhere I have a shift and I'm able to book, it's highlighted in this gold color. So if I unclick it, it's going to, these are all my shifts here. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click right there. I'm going to choose 10:30 to 11:45, and I'm going to add a client named Sophie. So Sophie is already an existing client. If I choose her name right here, and then I am able to go in and book the appointment, and she's booked in right here. I am not sure what happened here. Somebody went in, and this is a demo clinic that somebody else seems to be doing some testing in. Normally, you're not able to double book unless you set that up administratively. But also in here, when I'm on Sophie's appointment, we're going to say it's February 23rd. She walked in the front door. I can go ahead in her appointment panel. I can click arrived and say that she has arrived for her session, and it does turn it a green color. So it shows that she is here. And then right away, if you do collect your payment up front, you're able to click on the pay button right here, and it'll take you to your receive payments page. And here I can see payments that she has outstanding or invoices outstanding. So I'm just going to click on next right here. And on this page here, I'm able to choose my payment method. And here you can use Jane Payments to process a credit card, but also you can use other payment methods such as cash, check, Venmo, Square. You're able to add those as you need. I'm just going to choose cash. And then down here, I have the ability to just record the payment. I could record the payment and print it. And if Sophie had a email on file, I would be able to also record the payment and email her a receipt. But I'm just going to go ahead and click pay. And you can see right now it went and it's showing a little dollar sign right here that shows that she paid. And it shows over here that it's also owing, that she isn't owing anything anymore. Next, if Sophie wants to come in every Monday at this time, what I can also do is book recurring appointments very easily. I would just come down here next to the copy button. I click on the two right there, and I can choose how, like when I would want her appointments to recur on. So I've got now until March 23rd every week at the same time. And Jane is going to let me know that it is all available and that I can book her in without any issue. If there was like a conflict, it would let me know, or if I was unavailable, it would also make it so that I wasn't able to book the session. So I'm just going to go ahead and click book for appointments. And you can see right here, it says I booked all four successfully. There's Sophie's right there. And if I jump ahead another week, whoops, there we go. There they are. So it's always appearing right there. So we do make it that that booking and collecting payments is going to be as simple as can be. I'm also going to hop back over here to today. We have an appointment right here that we had with Nathan. We can see Nathan also paid, and I just want to show one more thing is in appointments, you can also go ahead and add in any administrative notes. So for example, here We've added that Nathan tends to forget appointments. And we're able to have that appear every time. And it's very visible that there is a note. So we can always know that we need to give him a quick reminder the morning of. Down below here, we can see his billing info. So we can see what the price of the session was. We can see his invoice and that he did pay. He also had an additional phone calls that we were also able to add on. And then down here, we do have a couple things is because he already paid, I'm just going to allow editing. But we can also put in here our billing code quite easily. So we have a 90837. And then as well, I can put in a diagnosis code. So with anxiety, choose this one. I'm just going to update my invoice. So now what it does is it's going to have all of when I go here and book subsequent sessions, I'm going to be able to pull this information through. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to book Nathan for tomorrow. Not something we would normally do, but they're able to pull in his name. So there's Nathan. You can see right here, it's showing his notes again. And here, when I come down, I have the option of just pulling through previous insurance information. I'm going to do that copy previous and book his appointment. And then you can see right down here, it pulled through all of his CPT and ICD-10 codes. We try to make it so that you don't have to add them every time, but that you do have a way to quickly add and carry them through from appointment to appointment. Now, what I've been showing you here has been the administrative view, which is great if you are booking administratively. It's also good if you do have someone for front desk. But we do find that most clinicians will spend their days in this day view here. And in the day view, that is where you're able to see all of your sessions for the day. So you just need to go through and you can see who's coming up and what type of sessions you have scheduled. I'm going to go ahead and click on Mateo's schedule or Mateo's sessions right here. When I click on a session from the day sheet and click on it the first time, it takes me directly to the client's charting page. And on here, I'm able to go ahead and I can see any treatment plans, or I'm also able to see if there is any just regular note entries that haven't been assigned to any specific treatment plan. To start a new note, what I would do is just click on New Chart Entry. I can choose a type of individual component, or I can choose a chart template that I created or that I would have downloaded from our template library. I'm just going to go here and choose a standard progress note, and I'm able to go through and add my notes throughout the day or throughout the session. And it's going to automatically save anything I add to the note as I'm doing it. You can also see here in the day sheet that right now Mateo has an unlocked lock, and that is a visual reminder that I have started a draft but haven't signed it yet. Sophia here is missing hers, which means I haven't started one at all. And once I am finished the note, I'm going to just pretend I went and finished it all. I can scroll down here. I can click on sign, and then I would sign and lock my chart. So you can see now here was my completed note. It shows it was signed. It also shows that it was connected to a specific appointment. So if you are submitting to insurance, or you have a client that requires a super bill, you'll have it already all connected to the appointment. And then if you are a solo practitioner, quite often you'll just want to be staying on this page for the entire day, so you don't have to jump around to collect payments and things like that. So what we have as well is if you click on Mateo's session for a second time, it's going to pull out his appointment panel. So I don't need to jump to another page to go ahead and arrive him. Also from this page, I'll be able to go ahead and collect his payment. I can see he's got a little bit more of an outstanding balance here. I can just go ahead and click next. He's going to pay by, not by Venmo today, but he has a credit card on file. So I'm going to choose add payment method. He is going to use Nathan's card because they have a relationship, which is something that you're able to set up relationships between family members and couples so that you don't need to have all the information on everybody's profiles, but you can connect payment information and appointment reminder information. But here we have Nathan's card to pay for Mateo. Once again, Mateo doesn't have an email address on file, so I'm just going to click pay. And here I went. I quickly processed the payment, and now it's showing once again that Mateo is not owing anything. He's been arrived. I've completed his note, so I'm able to click out of this, and then I can move on to my next session. So I'm able to stay here for as long as I need to on my day sheet and work completely from there. You can also see right here, we've got to ask about a trip to Disneyland, which this would have been added by using the medical alert here. You can use this to add information that is some type of medical alert that you always want to have pinned to the top of the charting page, or you can use it for some additional, just for some additional reminders like they have here about the trip to Disneyland. Something I wanted to show you about Sophia's session here is Sophia has a little video camera on her session, which is telling me that it is a telehealth session. And when I click on Sophia's session for the second time, her appointment panel has also slid out, and she's got the arrive button. But right above here is a section here for where I would be able to access her telehealth session. This button becomes active 1 hour prior to the appointment. So at 11:15, I would be able to click on here to access her session. And with that, when I go into her session, I would then be able to meet Sophia. She would be waiting. When she accesses the telehealth session, she goes into a waiting room, and once I enter, I let her in, and we're able to have that telehealth session once again without leaving Jane. Everything is on this one page. So we don't need to go from page to page to remember anything or like to access things. And it's all in one system. So a couple things I did just want to show you as well is this is for your dailies, your daily information going throughout, your day to day, but you also do have at the end of the year or end of the month as well, you have reports that you may want to take a look at. What we can do here is we have a whole bunch of different types of reports that are designed to help you out. You can access, like for your clients list, you can find out who your top clients are. And then also you can go and view treatment plans you have set up. It's also here always good to look at your appointments. You can see about your client retention. You can see who needs to have return visit reminders. Um, but I have two favorite reports here that I find incredibly useful. The first is the appointments report. If I would go in here and I'm going to select my date range to be this week, I can also go in and I can choose my all chart statuses and I can see who has had an appointment and there hasn't been a chart started yet. So it makes it so that I'm able to stay on top of when they need. So I can see here, I also changed it for so it's only showing me arrived appointments, not anything in the future. And here I can see that there are a bunch of chart notes that haven't been started yet for arrived sessions. So I'm able to go through and see which ones I would need to go do. You can also sort this by staff members. So I can choose just Dr. James Walker, and it's only going to show me James's unstart like charts that haven't been started yet. He seems to be the biggest one this week who isn't. But I can also, whoops, go here and I can also check to see which chart notes have been started but are still in draft mode. This is just taken, okay, he doesn't have anything from this week that's in draft, which is great. So yeah, so that appointments report will keep you on top of what charts need to be completed and also who needs to complete them. But the other report I really love is this client forms report. And this is the report that shows you intake forms. And by default, it's going to take you to the page that shows all outstanding intake forms that clients haven't completed yet. We can see here who hasn't started them, or we can also see if they're, maybe started them, just haven't completed them quite yet. If we did want to, we can switch it to see submitted ones as well. But if you do require intake forms to be completed prior to your clients coming in, this is the report for you. Because as I said, we can see this one here. It was, see, this one here is coming up. It's Sophia. She's got a bunch that she has to fill out still. What I can do here is click on actions and it will show me, I'm not supposed to email her, but I'm going to try anyways. I'll go down here and it shows me where I can send a reminder. So if I select an option, if she had an email address, I'd be able to click email and we would automatically send her a reminder. This one, because her appointment is at 12:15 today, I'm going to opt instead to give her a phone call, which means I have to pick up the phone and give her a call. But it lets me go ahead and show that I have gone ahead and I last reminded her a few seconds ago is when I picked up the phone. So this is a really helpful one to make sure you don't have those clients arriving with those incompleted intake forms. Um, so that's that one. Also on our list of reports for any group clinics, we do have payroll reports available. So if you are paying your clinicians based on commissions, you are able to set up their commission rates and we will go through and calculate them for you. Or if you do have staff members instead who are paid on an hourly rate, you are able to go through and have them set up timesheets of their start time, their end time, any unpaid breaks, and then we will determine what their payable time is. Um, for your month end and especially for your year end, we also have here a bunch of different billing reports that are great to help you out. The biggest one is our billing summary report. It's going to show you if you have multiple locations, you know, how much how many invoices were created and what the total was, and how much money was collected toward. Are you able to hear me right now?
Yep, you're
Yes.
so
Yes.
good, Leanne.
Yep. Okay, perfect. My headset clicked off for half a second there. Okay. Whew. Anyways, then as well, we do have a sales breakdown. So if you have set up different income categories, so for example, you might have a treatment income category for when your clients come in for sessions, and you may have a documentation income category for if you are spending time doing reports as well. So you can also uh, get a breakdown based on that. You can see where your income sources are, and as well, if you do have taxes you have to collect. We have all of that information. We can break it down by your sales, and with this we can get much more detailed. You can have it so that it shows all of the detail and everything. And you have all these different filters up here. So you can do different staff members, like I said, different income categories, also different date ranges and invoice states. Another good one that I like down here is you can do all of your transactions for the month. We have a daily transaction report. We also have one, if you are using Jane Payments, is where you can see your Jane Payments um, throughout the day, week, month, and follow along with that. At the end of the year, we also have a monthly um, processing report you can give to your accountant in addition to your 1099K. And then we also track things like if you are using adjustments so for example, if you have like sliding scale clients that don't pay the full price, so we have that. We also track write-offs, and we can also track product performance, which is an interesting report that a lot of behavioral health clinics overlook because they're like, we don't sell products. But you can see here, it also tracks your type of sessions that you are selling. So this gives you a good snapshot of what types of sessions that you are having, and like if there's a certain type of session that does better than others, and some maybe that you want to in on, or perhaps also no longer offer. So we have a great selection of different reports here that allow you to see many, many things in Jane. So um, this has been a super, super quick snapshot, but there is still so much more that Jane has to show you, and we would love to be able to show you in a more personalized demo where you would meet with us and we can customize Jane to show you what best suits your clinic's needs. So what I'm just going to do is hop over real quick back to my slides because we are getting a little more pressed on time. So I did want to just go over quickly that at Jane, we do offer clear pricing options designed to grow with your practice, anything from solo practitioners to larger clinics. And we like to keep our pricing simple and transparent. So you can choose our balance plan, which is great for solo practitioners just starting out, which is $54 per month. We also have a practice plan for growing clinics that starts at $79 per month, and a Thrive plan for group practices that have advanced needs and more features available for scaling. On both the Practice and Thrive plan, you are able to add insurance billing for $20 a month. And we also do have other features available if you would like to add them on to your practice that are available on a per clinician basis. And that includes group online group appointments for telehealth. And also, we have an AI scribe feature that will help you write your notes faster based on your prompts and provide you with recordings that'll help you get your note taking done a little bit faster. So, with our plans, everything is also on a month to month basis. We don't have you locked into a contract. You can switch between plans as needed, and you can also add and remove features as needed as well. What we are trying to do is we want you to choose a plan that is going to support you and your clinic and that fits your stage sorry, that fits your stage of growth. We don't want to have you on a plan that isn't good enough for you, that you feel a little constrained on, but we also don't want to have you stuck on a plan that is much more plan than you need. At Jane, we also have a great Jane community on Facebook, which is a space to learn, share, and connect. It's where a network of practitioners exchange tips, they can get early access to features, and support one another through shared challenges. If you're not already part of the Jane community, we'd love to see you there. And inside the Jane community, you can learn best practices, share resources, ask questions. Jane Jane users love to help each other out. And also, as I mentioned, you can get early access to new features. So, for example, we are right now doing some beta testing on medication management where you can track self-reported medications for clients. And that's going to be a new feature we're adding later this year. But we have a couple hundred clinics right now that are getting early access to it. So Jane tries to be incredibly interactive, and in the community, we also work on being extra collaborative because it is practice ownership can feel isolating, and we want to help you change that by not only having that helpful community forum, but also having a great support team that you can reach out to. With Jane, we do pride ourselves on having human support where you can reach out 11 hours a day, Monday to Friday, and either speak directly or chat with a human where we can help you with any issues or designing any workflows or just help you out. And we're always happy to help you do that on the business week. On Saturdays, we do have a little bit more limited access to support because we're out enjoying our weekends a little bit and hope you are too. So the next thing is we do want to meet you. I've got a QR code up there where would be taken to a page to book a personalized demo. And in a demo, you'll meet with someone from the US Behavioral Health Support Team and have a 45-minute Zoom meeting where they will chat with you about your clinic and yourself and what you're looking for, and then show you a demo that is going to focus on what your needs are. And as well, for joining today, we do have a grace code, SPP1MO, and this will give you your first month on Jane for free. So we do recommend going in and getting these personalized demos because it is a great way to get your specific questions answered. And now we are at the Q&A, so I'm happy to answer any questions that did come up. I saw a few things came up in chat.
So, Liam, we had one of our participants ask if Jane allows you to view and set up scheduling for multiple state locations. I did notice a tab in there that was state specific, so I didn't know if that's something we could answer.
Yeah, so you can set up, for example, um, we do have practitioners that are licensed in multiple states, and you have different options of how you can set them up. Um, a lot of them will go in and they will actually all set everything up as in one location, and they will have like telehealth specifically set up by different disciplines, which are different categories you can organize your sessions that you offer. So you would have, like, for example, your new patient consultation, maybe your in-person sessions in California, and then you have another category that goes telehealth sessions in Oregon, telehealth sessions in Nevada, and they can go in and jump directly to the state that they're in and book the session that is available in their state. As well, we have other clinics that will set it up so that each state has its own location. And in Jane, it's the same price if you have one location or if you have 10 locations. Our subscription fee is based on practitioners, not on locations. So you do have different opportunities of how you would set it up, and that is when a product team member and support team member would help you figure out which configuration is best for you. And something that also additional is uh, working in different states. It also can be that your clients may be in a different time zone. You can also enable it that your clients in their portal are able to choose their time zone. So if you're in PST and they are in EST, they're able to set their portal for EST and they would book in their time zone, but it would reflect on yours. Okay. And any other questions that we have?
Michelle, I noticed you had a question as well in the chat. I didn't want to overstep that. Let you ask.
Okay. Oh.
A lot of I think a lot of us have like probably lots of specific questions, but I'm curious, Leanne, that
Mhm.
one of the pieces like from a clinical standpoint is the customization to match up like with specific payer needs or different things like that. So it looked like that comes with some of it. So there's some capacity there to be able to like make boxes required, to add different fields and those types of things.
Yes, yeah, you are able to go through and set up like different payer information, different billing information once as well. If you are as well billing for insurance, that adds on additional features that you're able to go in and get everything set up. So we do have a lot of flexibility, and that is once again um, something that in a demo, we're able to go through specific workflows and get you set up for success.
Gotcha. What's the I think someone asked this in the chat, but like what's an ideal it may be in the other one, but what's an ideal size for this? So I mean you work with a variety of practices. It sounds like you have some solo practitioners or what's your typical Jane customer look like for their practice?
Um, with behavioral health, we actually have more group practices. Usually, they're about 3 to 5 practitioners on the low end, up to about 20. But we also have a lot of solo practitioners that are just starting out. And as I said, Jane will give you that opportunity to grow. So you can either add your additional clinicians on as staff members. And we also have some clinics where they're actually a collective. So it's,
Mhm.
several individual counselors that are just using the same Jane account to help cut down on help cut down on their
Mhm.
overhead. And in that case, with those, for example, in a collective, you don't want, and you're using Jane Payments to process money, you don't want everything going into one bank account. You also have the ability to set up multiple Jane Payments accounts so everybody can get paid directly themselves, rather than, so that's also going to cut down on some of that administrative work, or especially if you don't have somebody who will do that work for you.
That was, I think there's a lot of practices that are in that like kind of resource sharing phase, maybe before they go into something that's like a little bit of a higher level. So that's super helpful to hear. It is, and you mentioned, and this kind of harkens back to a conversation we had previously, but like you mentioned US based, based in Canada, but you have US specific staff to work on things as well.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm in Vancouver, um, born and raised here, and I know far more about US healthcare than I will ever know about Canadian healthcare. I know, all about all the different insurers, the CMS 1500s, how to do super bills. I
Mhm.
still can't figure out how to like submit something for my own insurance. I gotta ask some, I still have to ask for help. So yeah, so we go through some very intensive, specifically insurance, US insurance learning. And then additionally, we also have a US insurance expert team. I believe they are 4 or 5 right now. They are all based in the US. They have been longtime career built US billers. And one of them also owns her own billing companies. So we have we have so many years of experience with them that if there is that odd time, there's a question we need some help with, we can also reach out to them, and they can also book a call directly with you to help you get set up for any like tricky insurance situations, or if you just need a little bit more help getting set up, especially for solo practitioners who, you never went to school for learning how to bill to insurance, and that's what we're here for, is we want to help you get we want to help you do everything administrative so you can focus more on your clients, which is something you did go to school for, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're far more passionate about rather than submitting.
Well, now there may be a few folks on the call in that we do enjoy that part of it. But okay, so Emily asked a great question in the chat of are there automations in there for some payment things like you went through the cash pay model there? Can you set those things
Mhm.
up automatically?
For cash pay, we don't have auto pay currently. It is a feature that we are working on getting added, and um, it is going to be available by the end of this year. So, like for example, at end of day, um, any credit cards that haven't been run will automatically get run. With our insurance billing, we do have an integration with ClaimMD that you would just select the claims you want to submit, and you submit them in Jane. It goes to ClaimMD, who send them to the insurers. They all do their magic, and then your remittance after a couple weeks gets uploaded into Jane, and Jane will fill out your EOBs, and you just have to go ahead and say, "Yep, I got paid," and then you're good to go.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that's good to know. Um, Not that I'm like the moderator here, but all of a sudden these questions come to me, Leanne. So
Mhm.
while I have you, what so the other piece would be, I think, for like measurement-based care changes that are happening in the industry, how is kind of Jane either positioned or positioning to help support clinicians with that, either now or in the future?
Sorry, what was that?
For like
Very.
measurement-based care for assessments, clinical assessments, screeners that are being added to the platform.
Oh yeah, so we do have a section. It's called clinical surveys. You're able to go in, and we have a couple preloaded like clinical surveys, like the PHQ-9 and the GAD, and you're able to even schedule them to be sent out to all clients at specific times, or even schedule them um, on an individual client basis. And when they fill it out, we will automatically calculate the measurements and we will track that then for you as well.
Cool. Excellent. I think you answered all my questions. Leslie, did we get everything from the chat?
That was
Yeah, I'm just trying.
absolutely. But if anyone else has any additional questions, I'm learning all of this too, and I really think this is a fantastic EHR. So the billing process is what got me, and I don't even work in the billing department for CFT.
Yeah, yeah. There are just so many wonderful kind of features about Jane that are good for some clinics, not so, and other features that are wonderful for other clinics. So, like I said, do book that demo. If you are interested, especially use that code to get your 1 month free. So that was SPP 1MO. And something I did forget to mention, if you do sign up for Jane and you're moving from another EHR, we have a wonderful imports team that helps you to import your data. So you don't have to do all of that. You do have to give us the data, but they do their magic and put all of it where it's supposed to go. And you have the option of booking what we call account setup consultations, which are 45-minute Zoom meetings with a member of the behavioral health support team like myself. And you can have one or four, how many you need to get everything set up and ready to go. And those are all part of your plan as well. So they come at no additional fee. So we just want to really make sure that when you're moving over, because it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, you've got your whole life going on and you're like suddenly trying to move over all your data and learn a new system. It's a lot, but
Mhm.
Jane is absolutely there to help you out.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
You're
Um,
welcome.
Leslie, you can close this out.
Absolutely. Leanne and Lauren, we appreciate you both for this amazing demo. This was really, really informative. We do have our Therapy Flow as our fantastic sponsor, and we couldn't do this conference without them too.
And Jane too. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, Jane, for sure. If y'all have additional questions, you can always submit them to info@semiprivatepractice.com. If it's regarding this demo or needing to reach out to Leanne and Lauren, we will make sure it gets funneled over to the appropriate parties. We greatly appreciate your time.
Thanks, y'all. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having
Yeah.
us.
Thank you.